Welcome to Trading Lounge and the SP 500 for the 1st of October. This is the S&P on the daily chart here. We've had this count here for a while. I don't think it's the case, and there's also a variation on this one as well. In this case here, we'd be looking down for wave 1 here, back for wave 2 here, and moving down in wave 3, 4 and 5 here. I don't think that's the case though. There is a variation on this one which needs to be also viewed as well and then perhaps thrown in the bin, but wave A here, wave B here and wave C here, with wave 1 up here, an A wave, a B wave and a C wave for wave 2, and then heading higher from that point there. That's also possible as well. It's not my sort of favorite count. A lot of other markets that have come up from this low here are facing sort of 5 waves up through here and having this as a wave 4 back here. This is just a bank in Australia here, but they've come up from the same place and they need to finish off here, and they have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So there's many of these sort of stocks around the world, even in Europe as well. We've got this from the lows here, we've got 1 and 2 here, and this move up through here is making new highs here. So these, I'm seeing trends around the place that these need to finish off too, so they need to be sort of driven to the upside there as well. So with that in mind, here I'll just look to, this is the bullish count that not many other stocks around the world have, in that we have wave 3 here and an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves down here for wave C, or 4 here, and then coming up for 1, coming back for 2 here, and then pushing higher here. This is a little bit tricky to see the 5 waves in this particular structure here. A bit easier on the cash market to see that, but we can look at that on the tick chart here in a moment. The other bearish count for this to the downside here would look like this, with wave B up here, or wave 1, and this is the actual high on the cash market here, not this one here. A lot of platforms have got this lower than this one here, but on the physical market this one is higher here. So it's right to take it from this particular point here, and looking at 5 waves here, 2 and then another 5 waves here. I suppose we could look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here, because wave 4's come quite high up through here. But yeah, wave 4 here, wave 5 here, and an A and a B and a C wave up into the 50-60% retracement level from that high to this space here. I suppose we can count it in an ABC pattern here, but the bullish pattern that we've got moving up here would have this as wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and going up for wave 5, and we'll look at that now on the tick chart here. I've got it labelled 1 degree lower, but that's not the main point here. The main point is that counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 up here for wave 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3 gapping in the third of the third, the fourth and the fifth here for the third, and ABC for the fourth here, and then 5 waves up here for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this is nice to see that pushing up now. So wave 5 pushing up into here. So that green wave 1 I had before, we could just view it as this wave 1 here. So we'll be looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for 1, ABC back for 2 here. So this to me is looking like a bullish move up through here. The corrective move was having this as an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves for the C wave. It's possible, but I just think it fits much better like this as an impulse wave to the upside. So where were we back here? Was it on the this one here, I think, is what we're actually looking at here, but we won't know. But one of the things is that once we get this, let's just put this in here as the 5-wave move here as such in here. If we wait for, it might extend up even higher as well. There is obviously a trend line through here as well somewhere. You can find that better. But those 5 waves up there, once they're completed, wherever they may go, we'll see a counter trend of an A and a B and a C wave back to the 50-60% retracement level, which will probably be within the group 2 area here, and then the lower end here is 65, 72 and 80, but 65 would be roughly the 61.8%, and then up from that point. So we can just draw a line through here for the long trade on that side here for that. And the other point here too that's just sort of worth mentioning is above 3,000 is the 30, the 20 and the 10 now, because when a market's vibrating at a number, in this case the closest largest number, which would be 3,000 here, then group 1 here at the top here, that acts as a resistance level to pin the market back to the 3,000, and group 2 act as a support to underpin it back up here. And really we haven't, and normally the normal thing is that if I get support on top of group 1 here, we look for the first high above the level here as such, and then we can go along from that point. But what's actually happening here is it's getting support on number 3 here, top of subgroup 1, and that means that it's separating the order flow from back to 3,000 at that point, gaining support on top of 30 here, number 3, and the market will start looking at the next level, which is the midpoint, which is the 50 here. So that's what it'll start doing at that point. So that means that getting support on number 3 here means that it's leaving the closest largest number, and finding the same thing down here as well. Finding this group here as resistance tells me that the market is leaving the 3,000 at that point here. In this case here though, we've had really good support across here at the 50 area here, so we use that as well here for this, but still with all of these moves through here, none of them actually retested back and failed and made new lows straight away. So they tested lower but never really found group 2 here, or the midpoint here, the 50, as the resistance. Not to say that it won't, but if it did, then we know that it's leaving to the downside from this number, but it hasn't done that. So it's always kind of nice to understand group 1 and group 2 here when a market is vibrating across its level here. And this may not be finished yet, all of this, but as a wave 4, this is certainly big enough now to see further upside in this market, and we'll be looking for 5 waves up here. So in a bit of a nutshell here, we would see well, basically the arrival, the reaction in 3 waves, and then 5 waves up here, because we're talking to a big level, and then the A, the B, and the C wave here, and then up again here. That's the classic trading levels pattern here. So really we're just seeing, we're only seeing the beginning of this move down through here. We're only seeing this point here with it. So we'll see how far the first wave goes, and then we should be able to get some rough idea about the 3rd wave and the 4th and the 5th wave from that point. But I just also say too, large numbers tend to skew the wave structures as well. They can sort of hold it, or these numbers down the side here can extend wave structures or squash them up and so on. So you just need to be a little bit aware of that as well. But we'll watch the European markets as well, because like I mentioned here for this one here, this is the iShares, the DJ stock global div 100 stocks. So basically we've got 1 and 2 here, and we're looking for the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th wave to come up here, so we're looking for these guys to finish off as well. So we'll see it around the world in other indices and other stocks as well. Yeah, so this is my sort of preferred count here, and just coming back to the tick chart here for a moment. We'll see this finish off here. So we've got all of this here, wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then we'll be looking for a little 5-wave structure up here. If I've got any smaller things over here, yes we have. Let's just count these little guys in here. Probably that one actually, 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here. But so we'll be looking at other levels we can put in here. We can put in the 90, that's going to play a part here. And then, well, 5 is the second strongest number, that's going to play a part in it. And we've got all the levels in here, like from 80, 1, 2, 3, and then 5. And then in here we've got 88, so we've got a small group 2 in here. So I mean, if you're day trading, you need all those micro levels in there. But just remember 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. But with 8 comes 72 in here, and also 65 as well. But this has still got further to move up through here somewhere. So it'll be, I mean, it'll really want to get to the 3,000. That's what it will really want to do, and it could stretch up that far, but it's always best to count the wave structure. So I don't think we've finished the third wave yet, so the third wave will probably be it'll probably end up being like this anyway. We'll probably want to stretch up. Anyway, you can count that up. So I think this is 1 and 2 in here, then 1 and 2 here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, just for the third wave, then a fourth wave, then a fifth wave here to get to the third. So you'll see the fourth anyway. So, alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.
Report unless it's done.
Really?
They're sorting out some flights.